All right. Thanks for that, Katie. Next. So I've been doing interviews as well, podcasts, and I've been interviewing all sorts of entrepreneurs, influencers, and professionals, etc. So I've been doing it for a while now. Katie was actually joining one of my podcasts as well. Yep, as you can see, I've been doing around 37 people already. And yeah, Katie is my previous one, episode 35. And if you're interested to check it out on YouTube, just join my YouTube channel. I can send you a link later on the chat box. So yeah, today is a little bit more interactive. So if you guys want to unmute yourselves, and if you got any questions, feel free to ask me. Type in the chat box or unmute yourself and talk to me. That's how you can get the maximum benefit from today's session. So basically, today's I'm going to talk about how you can go from shy, introverted, nervous, lack of confidence to connecting with confidence with people you haven't met before. So your permission for today, I might speak a little bit fast. I might have a half Aussie accent to provide you with valuable content and an offer for you towards the end. And I think everyone knows who this guy is, right? Warren Buffett. Who knows him? Please raise your hand. Yeah. So he's like one of the richest people in the planet. Great investor. So what he said was, the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. That's very true. So the more you invest in yourself, the more you'll be knowledgeable and you'll earn more money, if that makes sense. So my role here today is basically I help people with socializing difficulties to build better relationships and have social confidence while they connect with anyone they want to connect with. So basically I help people to connect with anyone at any time. And I just want to ask you guys, what is the hardest part about connecting with people? If you guys want to unmute yourself or type in chat box, what is the hardest part when you connect with people?
Fear of judging.
Sorry?
A fear of judging.
Fear of judgment, fear of judging?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. How about anyone else? Anyone else want to share? If you don't want to type in the chat box, if you don't want to say it out, just type in the chat box if it's easier for you.
Initiating conversation.
Okay, initiating conversations. Cool. Like ice breaking, that kind of stuff, right, Luke?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else?
Finding common interests.
Cool. All right. So later on, I'll do a session on common interests. So maybe someone can volunteer later on, which I'll be talking about. Anyone else?
Like for me, it's about what you can say and what you can't say, or what you can communicate, like with the boundaries and stuff.
Okay. Cool. Very well said. Anyone else?
Barriers between colleagues.
Sorry?
Like reducing barriers when talking to people. Like it's always the context problem.
Like how to not make people so defensive, right? In terms of when you speak to people.
Yes, correct. Like make people less defensive.
Cool. All right. Thanks for that. So it comes down to this obvious question: how do you improve yourself? And how do you do it as well? How do you improve yourself? How do you improve your like your conversation skills? How to get rid of the fear of judgment, etc. And I just want to ask you guys: do you guys want to follow a process of try and error, or you want to follow a proven system? If you guys want to just wing it and hope for the best, I think you'll fall into try and error. Otherwise, if you follow a systematic way of knowing how to connect with people, then that's the way. And I don't know why you showed up today. It could be that you just don't know how to connect with people and it's making you frustrated. You want to improve on your social confidence when you connect with people, or you're just naturally born shy, nervous, and lack confidence when it comes to meeting new people. I just want to talk about one of my existing clients, previous clients. So his name was Arvid. he was a immigration specialist for his business, and he came to me because he wanted to improve on his social skills so he can connect better with his existing clients, build more engagement, and build trust. And before he was very shy and introverted in a way, and so he came to me to improve on his skills. And afterwards, after being coached by me, he was able to discover a lot of blind spots. What I mean by blind spots is like skills that social skills that makes him unable to connect with people. And the results after being coached by me, he was able to basically connect with people at any time. And basically he went through my program and he told me all his issues, and I was able to correct his problems so he can be more confident when it comes to connecting with people. And my reason for sharing today's Avi's story, you might be on the same shoes. You might feel a little bit scared when it comes to connecting with people. You feel shy, you feel nervous, and you really want to make a change. And you might be in the same shoes as Avi. So I just want to share a little bit quickly what Avi said, Avi's testimonial. Unfavorable people skills is the worst bad habit that anyone could have. We keep doing the same thing over the years without knowing it's harmful when connecting with people around us or with other individuals and friends. SANS Workshop provided all the practical approaches to help you identify the bad habits, which you have developed and assist in the cause self-awareness when communicating with others. It is a great workshop that I will recommend to all business owners. What I have learned is practical and applicable skills in our daily communications in various scenarios, and great workshop. Sam, thanks for the invitation. And these are just some more testimonials from my existing clients. I won't go through all of them because it'll take a while and we have limited time today. Just some more of from previous workshops that they've been getting giving me some testimonials, which is cool. And so now I'm going to go into the first topic, which is how to make a good first impression. So this is normally what I teach people in workshops, in live workshop settings. So basically knowing how to make a good first impression. So you know how to make it you nail your first impression towards people, how to make effective body language, how to have an attitude mindset that will be beneficial to you, how to build trust online using social media, how to use communication skills to improve, to connect with people, how to have a good sense of humor, and also to have a bit of boundaries and bottom lines. So I'm going to go through the first impression. Basically, when you enter a room, all the way to making an exit in the room, that's a skill towards that. So I'm going to go into a little bit on the first impression. So who here agrees with me? You'll never get a second chance to make a great first impression. Raise your hands if you actually think about it. Okay, cool. No worries. So yeah, it's pretty true. It's like in an interview. Like if you don't nail your interview, you won't get the job, right? So same thing. When you meet people, it's always good to have a good first impression. So people can think highly of you and they'll connect with you better, and also build trust. So I just want to ask you guys, how long does it take for someone to form a first impression of you? Does anyone know? I think some people know already, but let's see who doesn't know. Feel free to type in the chat box if you know the answer, or just try a guess, educated guess.
Few seconds.
Who said that?
Me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 3 seconds. Cool. Anthony said 3 seconds. 6 seconds, Jason said. Okay, cool. 5 seconds, cool. No worries. Luke said 3 seconds, cool. I think they already know already. So basically, wow, a lot of people said 3 seconds as well. So that's very correct. So basically, it's actually 3 seconds. So it takes someone to form a first impression of you in the first 3 seconds. So the way you present yourself is very important. Like I didn't make this up. It's actually backed by science. So it takes someone to form a first impression of you in the first 3 seconds. So I'm going to go into a couple of skill sets. So basically knowing how to do introductory greeting, initiating the handshake, your focal tonality, how to dress professionally when you meet people, how to get rid of distractions such as your phone, and how to make a graceful exit. So why is it important to make a good first impression? Does anyone know? Any takers?
Make the connection with people much more easier.
Yeah, correct.
By the 3 seconds.
Yeah, correct. So the way you dress, the way you present yourself, the way you introduce yourself, it all matters in the first 3 seconds, if that makes sense. Cool. So I always say this: it's always good to initiate the handshake, but don't be passive. Because why should you initiate? Because it shows you're willing to connect with people, you're genuine and you're sincere, you're friendly and you're open as well. So who here normally initiates the handshake, or who here actually is passive when it comes to meeting people? Feel free to type in the chat box if you're the passive kind of guy, or you're the initiator kind of guy. Cool. Wow, a lot of passive around here. Luke says passive. Charles said passive. Jason says passive. Okay. Wow. I guess everyone's very passive as well. Like I used to be very passive as well. Like I wanted people to shake my hands first because I was very shy and nervous. Yeah. So I think everyone's here to, yeah, if you want to try a new thing, try to initiate the handshake and see that work the magic for you. Activity people are meeting. Cool. No worries. Thanks for the comments. So the handshake. Did you know that the way you do the handshake speaks volume about yourself? So it shows like the handshake shows how confident you are as a person, your personality type, whether you're shy or you're outgoing, and how sincere you want to connect with the person. It all speaks volume on the handshake. The handshake can communicate like that. So basically, yeah, introductory greeting, easy as 1, 2, 3. You would say hi, name, and then you will perform a firm handshake, not too hard that you'll squeeze the person's hand and cause them pain, or not too soft where the other person won't feel the handshake as well. And you will provide a good warm welcome, saying, how are you going today? Very easy, right? And the next one I want to go into is focal tonality. Why should you introduce yourself clearly, calmly, and confidently? So basically, what I mean by this is it's not a shouting contest, or it's not like you're speaking softly contest, that kind of thing. So here are some tips. The volume must be medium, not too high or it sound like you're shouting at the person, or not too low in voice, whether the person will want you to repeat what you said because they can't hear you properly. Sound pitch must be pleasant to the ear, not too screechy, not too shallow. Avoid awkward silences, which is kind of embarrassing sometimes. Avoid ums and ahs, and your focus space should be in the medium, where you shouldn't speak too fast or too slow. And like I said before, if it's too slow, it makes people impatient, or if you're speaking too fast, it wants people for you to speak slower. And the next one I'm going to go into is how to professionally dress for success. So what does this mean? Does anyone know? Feel free to type in the chat box or just say it out. How to professionally dress for success. Okay, cool. So Luke said you are well groomed and presented professionally. Correct. That's very true. 100%. Anyone else? All right, cool. Let's keep going. Neat uniform. Cool. Yep, correct. Try to fit in with the company culture. Yep, they're all good answers. Smile with confidence. Yep, correct. Very good. All great answers. So what I want to say is, when you want to dress professionally, being attention to detail to yourself is the key. So the way you dress, always look in the mirror, see if you have any flaws. If you have any flaws, then it's always good to fix it up, so other people won't won't see those kind of flaws. So like I said, it's always good to be attention to detail. And here are some recommendations for dressing professionally. Say for example, your hair, like all the way from your head to your feet, it's always good to present well. So the way your hair is, how neat and tidy is your hair? It's not like your hair, like you just woke up and your hair is everywhere when you present. That's not a good impression, right? If you don't comb your hair or anything like that. Make sure your face is clean and tight, neat and tidy. Clothing, I think someone said neat uniform. What Anthony said, yeah, correct. So the way you dress, it matters as well. So make sure your clothing is pressed or is neat and presentable. For guys, make sure, or sometimes I see this in networking events, the guys, sometimes the zipper is undone. So you need to make you just be note of that. If you see that, fix it up. And for women, if you want to meet people, it's always good to put makeup on, which is cool. Piercings, I know piercings look good, but other than women, like in professional settings, earrings, then other people wearing this kind of piercings, it'll make a little bit of bad impression. Presentable facial hair, make sure you well clean shaven or neat and presentable. Make sure your build's good. Tattoos, I know tattoos look good as well, but it's always good to hide the tattoos, so it's not confronting for some people. Bad breath, if you have bad breath, make sure you eat a mint. So sometimes people have bad breath, so it kind of turns people off. Bad odor, I know sometimes people have bad odor as well. If you have bad odor, put some deodorant on. So yeah, it's more respectful for people, if it makes sense. And this is, like I said, this is all dedicated for you to make a good first impression. So take note of all these little things, because people are quite attention to detail when it comes to meeting new people. Perfume, I know perfume is good, but don't overspray yourself, because sometimes it might be offensive. And make sure you get enough sleep. And what I mean by that is get at least 8 hours of sleep, so you can basically be more concentrated when you connect with people. Does anyone want to say anything so far? Or you got any questions? All right. I think everyone's quiet. Yeah, feel free to type in the chat box or just say it out. Yeah, when you want. And I just want to say a little bit, like, I know everyone's very concentrated on the phone now since we live in a digital age. So when you meet new people, it's always good to silence and switch off your phone when connecting with people. If you don't want to switch it off, it's good to put it on silent so it doesn't distract you and the receiver. So what will you do if you are talking to someone and your phone rings? Does anyone want to share? Question is, what would you do if you're talking to someone and your phone rings? What would you do?
Apologize and silence the phone. Put it on silent.
Put it on silent.
Just say sorry and just put your phone on silent and return to the conversation.
Cool. Great. That's good courtesy. Anyone else want to share? So what if the phone rings and it's someone and it's an important message? What would you do in that circumstance?
Maybe go to the toilet, or just say, excuse me, I need to do something, and then just walk out and then come back.
Yeah, cool. Well said, Charles. So yeah, basically, just good to be courteous. Just if it's something urgent, just I guess you can tell them that, oh, apologies, but I've got this phone to call. I'll be back very soon. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, it all comes down to manners, which is really cool. And basically, like making an entrance is good, but also making an exit is very good as well. So people kind of like judge you when you meet people for the first time. So if you make a good entrance, it's always good to make a good exit, if that makes sense. So your last impression is just as important as the first impression, like what I said just then. And yeah, basically, some recommendations to make a good exit was after you, like say you meet someone at a networking event, or you meet someone you've met before. Well, it's nice talking to you, Fred. I hope we can meet again. How about we exchange contact details? What's best for you? Are you on LinkedIn or Facebook? And now I'm just going to go a little bit further on conversation skills. So this is just a little bit, it goes into conversation skills. So what I talked to you before was talking about how to make a good first impression. Let me just add one more person coming in. Yeah, so the secret to having good conversations is what Jason said, common interests. So common interest is very good if you know how to probe for common interest when you have conversations. So if you have conversations, when you're having conversations, it's always good to go into common topics or mutual interests or commonalities, you name it. Why is it good in conversations? Because it builds intimacy and instant rapport. It shows you'll be more enthusiasm, and it will show the receiver more interest to talk to you, more excitement, wow factor, more smiles, and the receiver and the enjoyable experience. And basically, the energy there will be there when you speak to people, especially when you find a common interest. And it also provides alignment as well. Thanks, Anthony, for joining. Thanks. So yeah, here are some examples of how you can probe for common interests. The same example, what do you like to do normally? What are your hobbies? What are your passions? And what are you doing over the weekend? Are you doing anything special? And the secret to finding common interests is to probe deeper with more questions, if that makes sense. So the more common interest you find, the more easier you can connect the receiver, the more rapport you can build trust with the person, if that makes sense. Does anyone want to do an example? Like I can do an example right now. If you guys anyone want to stand up and want to give it a go?
Go first.
Anthony, yeah. So yeah, let's go a little very quickly. So hi, Anthony, how are you going?
I'm good. Hi, Sam. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for talking to me. How have you been?
I'm good. I see your Facebook. You posted fishing photos. I'm also interested in fishing.
Thanks. Oh yeah. I like fishing. Yeah. How about yourself? Do you like fishing yourself?
Oh, I go every Friday.
Oh, nice. That's very cool. And where do you normally go fishing?
Usually I go to Milsons Point, and one time, the biggest fish is like 2 feet long.
Wow.
And yes, that's my record.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah, I remember I went Milsons Point as well. I caught a lot of breams, if that makes sense. It's really about. I went nighttime, and yeah, that's when the ferries have finished their schedule in a way. So yeah, it's always good to go Milsons Point. It's a great way to meditate as well. I like fishing because it's meditating for me, and yeah, you get to see the Harbour Bridge and kind of like Opera House, which is really cool. So yeah, what have you been catching so far?
Go again or something? That's okay. Yeah, you keep going, boss.
Yeah, that's okay. So what have you been catching?
What kind of fish I've been catching is like flatheads, breams. Of course, slightly bigger than you, but next time go with me, you will catch big breams also.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. Cool. Thanks. Okay. Thanks, Anthony, for just a little bit of example. So we got into some commonalities such as fishing, and yeah, it's always good to, like I said, probe deeper with more questions so you can make the conversation more interesting. If that makes sense. Thank you, Anthony, again.
Thanks,
and like I said, the more common interest you find, the easier you can connect with the receiver. And it is just one of my previous clients as well. His name is Dipendu. He couldn't actually go past the superficial greeting, but after being coached by me, asking the right questions, he was able to make more engaging conversations with people he met. So you could be the same as well. So like I said before, I went past the first impression and I went a little bit on conversing comfortably. And if you want to know more, like say body language, humor, and things like that, I'm hosting live workshops that goes into all this in detail and also put it into practice, like what I did with Anthony Nee. We did some case scenarios in terms of finding common interests. All right. So before I introduce Kaylee, how about we all take a photo, if that's okay with you, just for social media proof. So can everyone just show the video so we can take a photo together? It'd be great, just for social media purposes. Okay, so Jerry, Jason, Ashton, iPhone, Anthony, can you guys show your screens, or you guys are camera shy? Okay, we'll start with this one. So on the count of 3, smile, and I can take a photo. 1, 2, 3. Cool. All right. I like Kelly's smile. It's very iconic. All right. So thanks for tuning in. So now I want to introduce one of my great friends, Kaylee Chu. So she's a TEDx speaker, a confidence coach, and author of 100 Lunches with Strangers. And just so that she's the female version of me, I'm the male, she's the female, and we kind of do something on the same lines. So she's very knowledgeable, and I hope you learn something from her today. And without anything to do, I'll pass on the host to Kaylee. Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm so sorry that I had my camera, I had my mic off. I have done it so many times that I should have known better. Sorry. How's everyone feeling so far? Have we learned a lot from Sam already? That's good. Just a little bit. Like Sam described, I'm a friend of him, so I'm just here to support him, and I love to share a little bit about my story. And then I just want to make it casual and interactive. So if there's any questions you'd like to ask or anything you'd like to know, feel free to jump in the chat. Just unmute yourself and ask, or put in the chat box. I'm going to give you a very quick, brief version of my story so you know where I'm coming from. So just like Sam, a lot of you here, I wasn't born in here. I was born in Hong Kong, and then I came to Australia about 15 years ago. So as an immigrant whose English is not my first language, I was just really, really shy. When I say shy, I'm like more like lacking confidence. I couldn't do anything, as in to an extent that my husband gave me a challenge to buy a sandwich in Subway. And buying a sandwich in Subway was a big challenge for me because there's too many questions to answer. You know, what bread do you want? What fillings? Do you want salt and pepper? What sauce? What sort of cheese? Like, it's just too much for me. So with that, I was just scared. But then it was okay because, interesting fact, I met my husband when I was 13 years old. So I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but we always have each other. So I didn't really need to talk to anyone. And then when, you know, after maybe 12 years in Australia, that's when I hit the wall. I'm not going to go through all the details. You can go and check out my TEDx if you'd like to hear. But I hit a wall hard that I learned it in a hard way that I really need to change, because for 12 years, I could not talk to anyone that's literally, like, I couldn't talk to anyone that's non-Asian. I know that sounds probably ridiculous. I swear I'm not racist, so don't put me to jail for that. I'm just scared because, you know, I don't know how to talk to people. I was just worried, like self-conscious, or worry about making mistakes, or someone mentioned earlier, worry about rejections or worry about judgments. I had all those things and I was just so scared. But then one day I said, nah, that's it. I am going to change, and I had to change, and I had to find a way to overcome my lacking confidence and all the social anxiety or everything. And I went from one extreme to the next extreme. I don't know if you can see here. So 100 lunches with strangers was exactly what I've done. I had 100 lunches with 100 strangers. If you can see here, this is the book that I published. So you can see these are all the photos of all the lunches that I had. I don't know if you can see clearly. So it was literally a one-on-one lunch sitting in a restaurant with food in front of us and had an hour chat. To be honest, the first couple of lunches were pretty scary and horrible and embarrassing, mainly because of my lacking communication skills. I didn't know how to talk to people. I gave people one-word reply and just pretty weird. But the beautiful thing is that my second lunch was better than the first one, and the third lunch was better than the second one. And I'm so glad that I booked 3 lunches in a row, and I was so determined on that day. Otherwise, I probably would have given up that challenge. After 100 lunches with 100 strangers, my entire life changed. Like literally my everything changed. My social circle changed, my mindset changed, my perspective in life changed. All the obvious things, you know, my, I don't know, network, my career changed, everything changed, which is like amazing. I feel like I'm totally like a different person altogether. So because of that, because I found most of my strangers through LinkedIn, so I thought I'm going to type a post and just to thank all the strangers for their time and helping me to grow. And I was just typing and typing and typing. Oh, thank you so much for having lunch with me, all these amazing people. And these are a few lessons that I've learned. And without even trying very hard, the first draft that I typed was like 3,500 words. And I go, that is a little bit too long for an article. So then I kept typing, and then I just, you know, and then I just got a book written, and I published a book. The first edition for the book, I remember I only printed 350 copies because I thought, you know, no one's going to be interested. So I just give them to my friends and families and all the strangers who had lunch with me. But now this is like up to, I think it's the 5th edition now. It's keep printing because I think I'm just super lucky. My story got picked up by a lot of major media like The Age, or Herald Sun, or ABC, the morning something show, I don't know, like all those major media. And then I started to got a lot of invitation to speak and share my story. And then I became a public speaker. So I got on, you know, corporates and share my story. And I go on TEDx and go on, you know, different shows to share my story, and then help to inspire other people to do the same. And after that, people start to come to me and go, hey, how did you do that? And that's how I became a confidence coach, just like Sam, helping other people to build their confidence, because this is literally one of the most fulfilling jobs ever. Seeing someone grow from, you know, I mean, communication is one beautiful thing. Like, don't get me wrong, being able to communicate, doesn't matter if you're an extrovert, introvert, being able to communicate is a beautiful thing. But more than that is the self-confidence. Like, it's a confidence inside you and go, hey, I know this is scary. I know this is outside of my comfort zone, and I'm probably going to fail again and again, but I'm not afraid to try. That is the beautiful thing that I see in my clients. I said, they're going to ask people, like, I'm going to share a post later tonight about a client of mine who was just, she works in a charity. Like, she asked people for donation, and she used to be so scared asking for even $100 donation, but then afterwards she go, I know my purpose, I know what I'm doing is beautiful, helping people, human trafficking, those young girls in Asian countries, in working in like brothels and places like that. So she just go, I'm just going to ask, what am I going to lose? So she got so much more rejections, but at the same time she's got so much more donations, and she just got $20,000 donations, which is like the biggest she's ever had, and that makes a massive difference in her small charity, and she's just so thankful for that. And, you know, those like inner confidence for chasing whatever you want to chase is just beautiful. And I hope that, you know, learning from Sam, or, you know, however way you're going to get there, I hope you can all feel that. And the second thing that I've like to learn or like to share is that after all the lunches is able to take off the mask and just be who you are, and just be the authentic you, because being able to connect people means that you're going to make a lot more friends, or being able to meet a lot more people. And with that, I found that the more people you meet, the more you realize that it's not that scary. And when you have a lot of friends or a lot of connections, then you start to not so scared about offending someone, which is really bad to say. I'm not asking you to be a nasty person or rude or anything. It's just that because you have like me, when I first started, I had like 5 friends. If I upset someone, I lose 20% of friends, which is not very nice to feel. And if you lose 2, then you have like lose half of your friend, and you go, no, I don't want that. And because of that, I've been very self-conscious. I worry about what I say. I worry about what I do. I worry about if I, you know, voice my opinion, are they going to judge me? But now I literally don't care. Like, if you like me, fantastic. We're going to be friends so you can meet who I really am. And if you don't like me, sorry to say, but I don't care because I do have 100 other people that I can connect with. And that's the same for you. You know, you don't need to settle for things that you don't like. If you don't like your jobs, fine. If you've got the confidence, go out and find other jobs or start your own business and do something that you want. If you don't like your girlfriends, don't let him hear that, but go and find other girlfriends that you love. You know, just with confidence and with the network, you can literally achieve anything you want in life. So that's the story that I want to share, is that one connection can change your life and you can change your own destiny by having the confidence, the inner confidence, the real confidence. I'm not talking about the confidence, like being able to speak in public is great. Being able to do things is great, but it's really about certain about who you are from within and feeling, you know, I can overcome any challenges, that feeling like, yeah, you can change your destiny. So that's what I want to share today, and happy to take some questions, or if anyone wants to ask anything, happy to answer any questions. Anyone? I know this is supposed to be a shy group, but don't be shy. Let's just...
question.
Oh, yes, Anthony, yes.
Why did you start to have lunch with strangers, like Dap Toy or something?
No, it's not Dap Toy. Like, we actually had an appointment. So I reach out to people on LinkedIn and say, hey, this is Kaylee. I have a New Year resolution. I want to have 100 lunches with 100 strangers. And this is a little bit about me. Would you like to be part of it? So we actually greet in front of the restaurant. We shake hands. We go into the restaurant and we have lunch together. So we know who we are a little bit. We can do a little bit of research in advance. But how did I come up with this idea? We never know, because I'll just give you a very quick story. It's just because how much more time do I have, Sam?
And you got, just keep going. Like,
oh, okay. I'll just share with you, because after I've got two sons, okay, so 5 and 7. But after my second maternity leave, the girl who's supposed to replace me at work started to date my boss. They actually got married, which is beautiful. I'm so happy for them. But that also means I don't have a job to go back to. And because of that reason, they tried extremely hard to help me find a new job, which I got a new job as a business development manager in a company, in a financial planning company. But then the boss didn't know that I actually super shy and couldn't talk to people. And then after a few times, I actually froze in a meeting when I supposed to do a presentation or answer clients' questions that I could not talk to people, literally cannot. Then I had a performance review with my boss saying that, hey, Kayla, you really need to do something, because we can't have a BDM that can't talk to people. And that's during that meeting, somehow we decided that, you know, lunch is a pretty comfortable situation where you've got food in front of you, you can talk, you can connect with people. And if you really can't talk, then it's not too weird because you're still eating. And then if it's absolute horrible, only one person in the world will know and you can move on to the next one. I don't know. Somehow we just decided that that's what I'm going to do. And whose idea is that? We're still fighting for it. I'm pretty sure that was my idea and he insisted it's his idea. And I think that's something that we'll never know. Yeah, but thank you for your question. And that just reminded me that those meetings where I cannot talk to anyone, I'm talking about 3 years ago. So things really changed super fast, like from unable to talk to people to, you know, happy to have lunch with strangers, like actually happy to, not just being forced to, but happy to have lunch with strangers. By the way, I haven't stopped. I had like more than 300 lunches with strangers now, and I still keep going. From lunch with strangers to going to networking events where I'm happy to mingle around and talk to people, to becoming an MC for events, hosting events, to becoming a keynote speaker, to, you know, talking in TEDx, to doing stand-up comedy just for fun and just for the sake of doing it. I'm still not very funny, but at least I give it a shot and try so I can take off my bucket list. It's just in a matter of 2 to 3 years. So I don't know where you're at. I'm sure you're at different stages of life. Some of you might be super shy. Some of you might be really advanced and able to talk to people, but it doesn't matter where you are. If you actually do something about it and put in effort, I'm just saying that you can improve super duper quickly, and then in a couple of years you can't even recognize where you started with, because things can progress super fast. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, I think that I'm really admire how you did it, And it's just for some people, I think doing that might be very uncomfortable. And like the more you do it, it's just constant uncomfortable feeling. I don't know how you have the right mindset. I don't know how you deal with that kind of like
Thank you.
momentum in a sense.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. Like I said, the first couple of lunches was quite awkward, I must say. We didn't stay in touch, unfortunately. In fact, because of my unable to communicate with people, I missed a lot of opportunities. I had lunch with a billionaire very early on, like I think 20-something lunch. I had a lunch with billionaire, but we didn't stay in touch. And I asked him again, and then he said, I want to stay low profile and stuff, but that doesn't matter. But you know what? Who cares? Doesn't matter, because all you need to do is just keep pushing out of your comfort zone, and you're going to get better. Inevitably, you're going to get better if you keep going and doing it again and again and again. Comfort zone is like this. And the more you do things that are outside of your comfort zone, it's going to expand everything. Like when I first started to have lunch with strangers, to me, it was terrifying. Like imagine I started to date my husband when I was 13 years old. I have not dated anyone else prior to all those lunches, other than my husband when I was 13. Like I have not met strangers for a very long time, and that was a terrifying experience. But after a few lunches, it becomes uncomfortable but manageable. And after a while, from uncomfortable become comfortable, and after a while it becomes enjoyable. And now I just have lunch with everyone. You know, if you want to invite me up for lunch, I'm more than happy to. Yeah, let's just catch up for lunch and let's just talk. And that's the same for a lot of things in life. When I first doing public speaking, I was terrified. I remember I was hiding in the toilet. I refused to get on the stage. True story. I said, I don't want to go out. And then they go, the audience are waiting for you. Just go. I said, no, I'm not going. And then like my boss had to physically push me on the stage and go, just go, Kelly. And then after, you know, doing it a few times, it becomes uncomfortable. And then it becomes comfortable, and then I absolutely love my stage. Like if you give me a stage and talk to people, I happily go on the stage and do whatever you want me to do. And I'm just hosting events every single week because I love it so much. But I don't get it there from, you know, from the beginning. It's just a step-by-step process. If you ask me, is there a magic number on how many lunches I need to have that I will be able to do? No, that's not. It's just a gradual process that every single time it gets a little bit easier. Actually, it's not even every single, it's like ups and downs. Okay, today I've got great lunch and then also good, but then overall the trend is going up. If you keep doing that, doesn't matter what it is in life, you're gonna get better. You know, if you want to do ice skating, if you want to do roller skating, I don't know, that's something I want to do recently. That's why what got to my head. If you want to play an instrument, if you want to do a sport, doesn't matter what that is, you're gonna start from not very good and gonna get better. And that's the same for communication, same for public speaking, same for building a confidence. It's just the skills that we need to learn, and then we can master it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks for the question.
Very well said, Katie.
Yes, I'm happy to have lunch with anyone. If anyone wants to catch up for a Zoom meeting, I've got an event coming up, so I think this week I'm a little bit busy, but next week more than happy to. I just put my link in the chat box. Feel free to send me a lunch invitation and we can chat and be your first lunch guest to start your own 100 lunches journey, maybe, if that's something you want to do.
Cool.
Any other questions that I can help with anyone for anything you'd like to know? Yes, Anthony.
Like currently I work at Wolves, and today the IT department have sent a dinner party request to all 500 people in the team. And that's pretty much like the first time ever there's like 500 people will join a dinner party in virtually. Like I would like to ask what to expect and how to meet new people in such a large virtual event.
Well, to be very honest, if you're not the host and if you're attending a virtual party of 500 people, the chances are you're probably not going to speak. If you do, it'll be like one line max or 2 lines, and you're not going to talk very much unless the host actually put you into a breakout room where you can talk.
Yes, it's a breakout room we can choose different breakout rooms with our colleagues in our team, or we can go to any breakout rooms.
Okay, that's great. So my biggest tip is just be yourself.
Okay.
Not very helpful, isn't it?
Not very helpful, boss.
Let me have a think. I do have some tips when we connect with people. I don't know how many people you're gonna have. If it's one-on-one, then I always offer to listen, like, you know, undivided attention. I think Sam mentioned that book, Dale Carnegie. The number one tip that he offer is to listen. You know, listen, be an active listener, and because if you want to connect with people, you actually connects better if you listen more than you speak. But if it's a group of people and if you want to stand out, then of course you need to do a little of preparation and speak up. Otherwise, no one's going to remember you because you don't even have a chance to speak. For me, if you want to improve your communication or something, the fastest way that someone can do it is to build a story bank. I don't know if you've heard of the concept of story bank before.
Oh, please explain
Which is
more.
like you craft a lot of little stories that you can share with people. Hi, Aiden, that's my son. Aiden, say hi to my friends. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, so what you do, you pre-craft the stories, because a lot of times we go, oh wow, Sam is really funny. How can he come up with stories like that? Or wow, Anthony is just a naturally funny person. That might be the case, or more likely, Anthony has shared the same story 100 times in prior situation, so he knows exactly how to capture audience attention, what part of the story is funny, and how to, you know, neglect all the unnecessary information. So if you can have, like, say 10 stories that ready to go that are funny, entertaining, and cover a variety of different topics, then the chances are when someone says something, then you go, oh yes, I've done ice skating too, and this is my experience, and share your story. Or yes, I understand that, and then share a story about whatever that's relevant to the conversation. Then people will think that you are an amazing communicator. And then that will make you more confident as well, because you share a story that you've prepared before and made an impression.
Pass the story to everyone I trust or every best friend I knew, then in the actual event I can pull that out to try to get some girl's phone number or something.
Yeah, I think that's what people do. They just share the same story again and again and keep impressing the girls or something. But yeah, and just think about what's the best thing that could happen. You know, you can make a new friend, new business partner, opportunities. So much opportunities can come out from just one meeting or one hello. Think about every single person that's important for you at the moment, your partner, your best friend, or whoever. They have strangers once. So just stay open for opportunities, keep proactive, meeting more people. That's just, if I give advice to people, the number one way to fast track to success is just keep meeting people, because I don't have all the answers myself, but I know that whatever problem you're facing, whatever questions you've got, someone out there's got the answer for you. That's why I'm so passionate in building community and creating platform to connect people together, because I know how powerful it is to be able to connect with strangers.
That's one of my colleagues saved my life, worked under me before, saved my life. I get to hear. Yes.
Yes. So thank you for asking the question.
Thank you.
Anyone else got any other questions that I can help you with? This is my little one. His name is Owen. So I think this is what happens in life, is that a lot of people trying to hide things when things that don't go as planned. For example, I don't know why my kids are behind me at the moment, and my in-laws are coming down and chasing them to get them out. Instead of ignoring them, which makes everyone feel awkward, and like, you know, something happens that's not as planned, you just acknowledge it and just say, now my door's closed, and they're all gone. So that's perfectly fine. And that's just more showing the human side of you. If things that happens, if you made a mistake or if something goes wrong or whatever, just acknowledge it and just keep going. Yeah.
Cool. Yep. Does anyone else have any questions for us?
Oh, there's one more that's hiding. Anyway, yes, any other questions that I can help anyone? Happy to help. Otherwise, stay in touch, stay connected. You can search my name, Kelly Chu, and I'm on all the social media platforms. Feel free to connect with me or ask any questions if I can help with anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of your tips for like getting through like the awkward moments of like a conversation? Or if you don't know what to say?
You can always prepare questions that you go, okay, if nothing works, I'm gonna ask those 5 questions that I've prepared, or if it's really awkward, then I'm gonna pull up those 5 stories and I'm gonna share. But you know what? Just like what I mentioned earlier, just embrace them. I know it's easier to say than do, but it's actually not that scary. It's just embrace the awkward moments, when that's my kids coming in, which is for some people go, no, go, don't come here, just go, hey, this is my son, his name's Aiden, and just acknowledge it, embrace all those awkwardness, or when you make a mistake, just embrace them. But as you keep going, as you keep doing more and more lunches or meetings or dates or whatever you want to do, you're going to naturally get better. Just come home and reflect on it and go, okay, she asked me that question, I gave her an awkward answer, and that's okay, because if next time other girl's going to ask me the same question, I'm going to answer her that way or something. You just keep reflecting on it and you're going to get better and better. Or learn from Sam, maybe. You can fast track maybe by signing up courses or learning from other people's mistakes. Yeah.
Very cool.
I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, that was helpful. So yeah, I think it's just about embracing it, so you don't have to be perfect. So,
yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about the inner confidence, about you really love who you are as a person, you accept who you are as a person, then you'll be a lot less fearful about what other people think of you. Yeah, I know it's going to take time to build the love for yourself, but that's something that we should all work on, is to build that inner confidence.
Yeah, and what Katie said, like, it's really about practice makes perfect. Like, doesn't matter if you make a mistake, as long as you learn from it. That's what matters the most, and that's how you can keep growing yourself, improving the skills, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So, any questions for Kaylee or me as well? Otherwise, I'm just gonna, let's see, wrap up.
Thank you, everyone. Let's stay in touch.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So yeah, basically just to wrap up, if you guys are interested further, I do have a couple of programs. If you're interested to take your social skills and confidence to the next level, if you're interested to know more how I can help you to improve your social skills, grow your network and increase that confidence, I've got 3 levels of programs if you're interested. And the next step is, if you want to know more first, we can schedule a discovery call, probably 30 minutes, and then we'll get to suss out what you need in terms of improving your skills, skill sets, or confidence. And yeah, if you need any help, ask Kaylee. She's got a program as well if you're interested as well. So we're basically here to dedicate to improving your confidence when it comes to connecting with people. So yeah, it's really up to you. And I'm just going to show my Calendly screen. So on chat.
Oh, you direct messaged me, Sam.
Oh, sorry.
The group.
Yeah, my bad. So yeah, if you're interested further, just feel free to go to the register for Calendly, and then happy to have a discovery session with you. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. We already had a Q&A. Hope you learned something from Kaylee's very knowledgeable and such a great mentor as well. So any questions so far? Otherwise, we are that's pretty much it. So Charles, Luke, Jason, Aston, Anthony, we've got all these programs that can help you out. So if you guys want to take it to the next level, sign up for Kaylee's program or my program as well. So it's really up to you. Otherwise, yeah, class dismissed. Not much to do. Hope you learned something today. And yeah, most hopefully, yeah, thanks for participating. And thanks, Patty, for being a featured guest speaker. Always learn a lot from her.
Thank you.
Cool.
You're very welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yep. Thanks, Jason, Anthony, Jason, Ashton, Anthony.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
See you soon.
Nice talking to you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Sam.
All right. Talk to you soon, Anthony.
See you, boss.
Cool. Couple more people. Ashton, Anthony. Any questions? Haven't seen your face before, Ashton, Anthony. If there's anything, just let us know. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Cool. Let me just. Cool. Thanks, Katie, for the helping out. Appreciate it. You didn't need the slides. You just went off.
I mean, I've got slides that I can share and go through the important bits, but I don't know if it's going to be more helpful or anything.
That's good.
I thought
Right.
just go and Q&A. That's probably easier.
That's cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing. A lot of people are very interested in
You're very welcome. Thank you for organizing these events, and yeah.
Yeah, I actually thought there will be around like I saw it on Eventbrite. There's always 21 people, but I guess like it always comes down to a half.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
About half of them will show up for all the free events.
Yeah, that's it. That's always the trend. So yeah,
You've done very well. Well done, Sam. I'm impressed.
thanks. I appreciate it. Well, I just need to be more like you, like just wing it, like just don't need slides, just flow it naturally. That's what matters. Yeah. Still got a long way to go, but hopefully I can learn more from you.
Usually, actually, when I run my own events, when I have my schedule, like a proper workshop, I have slides as well. So that is more guided and planned. But then for an hour workshop or half an hour chat, then I think it's better if they can see my face bigger, so that they can connect with me a little bit better than looking at the PowerPoint slides. That's what I found. But then it is important to have slides for longer presentations, so that it's more guided and they can take notes and things like that.
Yeah, well, the content today, I just took it out from my one-day workshop. So that's why I just use some of the content, make it a little bit interactive in a way, so they can speak, like get a perspective and stuff. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Any questions? Anything you want to talk?
Anything? Nothing much. Looking forward to keep keep in touch. See
Perfect.
how you can help.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Katie, have a good one.
Thanks,
Talk to you soon.
Sam.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.